Hello everybody, my name is Mithril Zenith, and welcome back to a thing that none of you probably asked for, though maybe some of you did. So, last year, I believe, maybe it was 2 years ago, some time ago, I believe last year, I did Fire Emblem 7 with 0 base stats. Granted, it was an easier version of the mod, but I figured someone made 0 base stat hacks for the entire trilogy of GBA games. And you know what? I might as well play them. And so this is a story of the fabled Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem the Binding Blade, with 0 base stats. And of course, I played through the entire thing on normal mode, just so we could get this hard mode experience. I'm going relatively blind because I've played hard mode once before, and I played the 0 base stats on normal, but we'll see what it's like on hard. So as the story plays out, you can read it in the background. I'm just going to say, this is a much harder hack than the FE7 0 base stats one. First of all, they fixed the issue that was causing infinite weapons, so we don't have infinite use weapons. But second of all, the only kindness that was offered to make up for the 0 base stats is no longer available. Yes. Units still cap at 20, and experience gain is normal. And this is Fire Emblem 6, not Fire Emblem 7. We don't have Lin mode to go through. We don't have any sort... I'm just gonna try to go through this a little bit quicker. We don't have any sort of real, tutorial section. Turn 2 of this first map is going to be one of the hardest turns in the entire game. I'm just gonna say that much. If this is anything like normal mode, and I know it's just gonna be worse, so much of our ability to do anything is going to rely on getting good level ups on at least one of our Cavaliers on this first map. In my normal mode playthrough, chapter prologue took 59 turns. And that was more turns than any other map in the game. The prologue took 59 turns. And I don't want to tell you how many RNG manipulations that meant. It's pretty rough. Oh no, not the villages. Oh yes, Eliwood's sickness not letting him do anything. And then Lilina being told not to help, which... yeah, we're gonna be changing a few settings right away. Lance, what's the matter? Bandits are everywhere, and Eliwood's having issues, and hello, Boars. Boars... Here's the thing. Part of me is tempted to try and use Boars because triangle attacks are actually going to be really useful if I were ever able to get them to work. But another part of me says, that's complete idiocy. Why would you ever try to do that? Game speed fast. Yeah. Yes, this is an emulator. That's the only way it's going to work. Say hello to all our units. Lance, Wolt, Bors, Alan, Marcus, and Roy. Also known as Rapier, Silver Lance, Cavalier 1, Armor Knight, Archer, and Cavalier 2. Our units are basically unique only in a few things because their starting stats don't matter. Their growth rates, which you can't see because this isn't an FE8 hack. It's just a straight hack that only changes the bases, which has some interesting implications later in the game, and I'll get to that later. Their weapon ranks to start out with, which for Alan and Lance doesn't really do anything. Their constitution, which is unique, their affinity, and their supports. So I'm just going to say, right off the bat, this is going to be a very, very slow run. I might cut some of the RNG manipulation, because if I don't, it might take hours of just manipulation. And I'm probably going to be using the speed up button a lot. Because look at these bandits. Wow! Wow, these are a lot tougher than normal mode. I'm going to put up one from normal mode just to show you how strong this guy is in comparison. I'm probably not going to do every map, but seriously, this is insane. Just to let you know what happens if you try to attack. Yeah, something like this happens. We get doubled, he has a 65% chance to hit, 2% chance to crit, and we have an 82% chance to do 3 points of damage. And he has 27 hit points. How does Marcus do? Not much better. Here's the thing, Marcus is actually still somewhat useful early game, even though he still has 0 stats, just because he has a Silver Lance and is able to use it. Marcus, as I said, is Silver Lance the character. So, how do we survive? A great question. I'm still not sure. But if we don't immediately go to this village, we will never make it. And we need that extra 5,000 gold, because our weapons are not infinite use, and because we're only dealing like 3 damage per attack, we're going to be chewing through them like crazy. So what we need to do is RNG manipulate so Lance can take all the attacks that he needs to take and survive this turn, and then place him on the village, which should cause all the rest of the fighters to gang up around him on the village, and only one able to fight him at a time. So Lance, purely because he's out in front, is the first Cavalier we will be leveling. Everyone else must retreat and hope that they don't die. And now the fun begins. How is this possible, you might ask? Through a thing called RNG manipulation, which, unfortunately, our first turn we have that quote to deal with. So that's a hit. So, we can't have that hit. So we manipulate. Because, for anyone not familiar, that's a fail still. The direction the arrows move, if it has equal chance to go to any type of square, basically if it has equal chance to go like up or right, it generates a random number to see whether it will go up or right. As you saw, this path that it just took is different from that path which it took last time. So we are indeed changing the random numbers. And eventually this will cause us to dodge an attack. We need to manipulate it so we dodge 2 65s in a row. And that's the first turn. Does the run get any less RNG manip heavy? Slightly. Okay, there's one miss. Unfortunately, he hit the second time. And we can't afford to have Lance die turn 1. There are other units which we can afford to have die turn 1, and might even be preferable because of it helping us, because their limited contribution is actually helpful. Unfortunately, Lance is not one of them. Like, in my normal mode run-through, I think I lost 4 units? And that's just because... well, first of all, I couldn't do things without certain things, and certain things happening. Like Dorothy, I needed her to attack someone turn 1 just so I didn't have to manipulate around another extra set of attacks turn 1 on her map, which was just going to be like an RNG nightmare. And then later on I had, I think, both Astor and Kath died because of boltings or something. And I just left them dead because they weren't carrying anything important at the time. They weren't really important to my strategies. I still had Chad, who, by the way, is something of a boss early game because of Thief increased experience gain, and because of a certain way to get a sword building unit quite a bit of experience on an upcoming chapter. I believe chapter 4, I want to say? Either chapter 4 or chapter 5. Was it chapter 3? I forget what chapter it is. The one that's reused in FE7. Where the pirates come out of the forts in the island. Just placing Chad on a fort was able to get him quite a bit of experience, and distracted the pirates so that they didn't swarm the central group, so it was good in 2 ways. Unfortunately, it added extra RNG manipulation that I had to do to make him survive. Because even though it was only like 30% hits, every time anything happened, getting close, getting so freaking close. Every time anything happens, I had to manipulate in some other way. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be cutting this out in the future. I'm just going to leave this in because this is part of my explanation. Yeah, this is how many times I have to manipulate. I'm tempted to just, like, make a counter. He survived. Lance survived. And that has been about 10 minutes trying to survive turn 1. And sadly, no increased experience gain. If it was, we would have gotten 20 to 30 experience out of that 1 survival. But no, we only get 10. It's only gonna get worse from here. The knights are going to the castle. Accept this money on behalf of all of us. Use it well. We're going to stay at the village because it gives us 10 avoid. And that helps a lot. The downside is now we have to deal with all of these somehow. We don't have any time limit anymore because we captured the village and this bandit doesn't have anywhere else to go. Our time limit is just a matter of how can we protect everyone else, because what the heck is this game with 0 base stats? Also, we need to make sure that everyone goes down, because if anyone comes to the left, it's going to cause issues. Marcus free, we want boars as far out of the way as possible, and we want to have to do as few manipulations as possible, so let's just... Yeah, 53 compared to 65 chance to hit. I think the bandit attacking now has one less skill as well, which is helpful to me. But everyone is still able to double. All of my units. And they will until I get several points of speed. So one level up doesn't mean squat. Also, in order to even damage the boss... I'm going to show you. The boss has 5 defense, and he's on a gate which gives him 3 defense. An Iron Sword has 5 damage, with which weapon triangle advantage turns into 6 damage. We need to gain at least 3 points of strength in order to deal a single point of damage. Plus, he's on a gate, so we need to be dealing at least 2 or 3 points of damage per hit in order to out-heal the gate's healing. And we can't get hit a single time by his Steel Axe because there's no way we can get up to 25 effective hit points plus defense in a single map. So you know what that means? We're using up all our Iron Swords on this one map. Good thing we have 3 Iron Swords and a Rapier. Unfortunately, the Rapier is Roy only. Okay, we survived another round. And that's not good. The AI is smarter. This is bad news. The AI is much smarter than it was in normal. Because in normal, they just all bunched up around Lance. Is this even possible? Is this even possible? Well, the good news is that it's only a 45. Bad news is this. This up here is very bad news. Oh yeah, that was final map. I made a mistake. Okay, so that changed how they moved, slightly. Also, rescuing doesn't really have many penalties when your stats are 0! I've got to get out of here today. And it's down to Roy to be my manipulator. What I'll do, I need to have an effective player phase. I need to survive the next enemy phase. We'll be right back. Okay. So we've done this. And that's a survival. So now, we need to survive this next turn. Okay, I've finally done this, which causes something like this to happen. As you can tell, things are going very well already. Already down to having to use Roy in combat. That's when you know things are going well. But look at this situation here. Look at this nonsense. I've literally walked myself into a corner because there's no way that I'm going to get a string of enough numbers to cause miss 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 misses in a row. That's impossible. And so, you know what we do? We kill off Roy, we say game over, and we try again. Okay, back to this. So the other possibility is I abandon the village and I go somewhere else. I just try to hole up here, which has the same problem in, after about 3 turns, I have 6 enemies on top of me. So no, what I need to do, what needs to happen... First of all, Boars is entirely useless. Oh wow, that was actually almost not bad for turn 1. There are more enemies, the enemies are tougher. Hard mode in FE6 truly is hard mode. I think this was the first game that actually introduced a legitimate hard mode. Every other game was always like normal mode and then some sort of like easy mode, like a double experience or something. You know, this was the first game that introduced hard mode, and the first game that said, hey, beat the game on normal first, and then you unlock hard. Because the game on normal is not too bad, actually. It's decently challenging, but it's not incredibly difficult. Hard mode actually has some difficulty to it, even though I would argue that some of the difficulty's fairly cheap. Good, we survived. And look at this nice little tower of bandits we have here. I wonder if I move there, if I move that way, is that going to help convince them to follow me? Or is it worth the extra avoid that I stay here? Because if I stay here, I'm literally trapped in. No, I think what I want to do is retreat this way. End the turn. That's the direction I want them moving in. If I wait there, will they still move in that direction? Looks like they do. Now is manipulation time once again. Hate that all the time. Good. And now this is where this archer becomes a jerk, because he has 93 hit compared to the 73 of these bandits. Plus, he has enough speed to double, and he doesn't take weapon triangle disadvantage. This archer is the bane of my existence in this map. So much so that I'm almost tempted to move here just to see what he does. You know what? I have a save for the start of every turn. And I can manipulate through. And we will see what happens. Oh. Interesting. Apparently that's a legitimate path. Okay. So as you can tell, I've done a thing. What is this? What is this crap? I've gained 21 experience because in the 3 turns that I had, I missed 1 attack. This archer is still not dead. Also, this archer has 4 defense, too. I deal 1 damage to the archer. Okay, let's see how many hits is going to take. If I move up, I'm going to be on the forest, so he's only going to take 1. And this guy's still going to... shoot. This guy's 3. I can kill that guy more quickly. I deal 4 damage to him per hit. No, wait. I deal 3 damage to him per hit. Why was I doing 3 to these other guys? Oh, because they have variable stats. Of course. This guy happens to have 4 defense. So if he is on the forest, I will deal 1 point of damage to him. Which means that is 24 uses of a sword before he dies. Which is at least 1 level. That's at least 2 level ups before he dies. And that's just 1 bandit. Conversely, if I move on to this forest, he's not on a forest. The archer isn't on a forest, but then this bandit gets on a forest. Yeah, this is where... this is close now to where we stop just manipulating for hits and misses and start manipulating for levels, because we still need good levels in order to potentially win. Yeah, gonna need to manipulate a bit for this one. Miss, hit, hit. Okay, close. Not quite. Miss, hit, miss. Miss, hit, miss. Archer, no. Archer, no. Archer, why? Why? That archer. We'll be right back as soon as I find a valid seed for RNG. Have I found it yet? 20 trials in. Miss. Hit. Miss. Going good. I say 20. It's not really 20. It's some number, but it's not 20. Okay. And now the archer. Now this jerk. 73 hit. Miss. You're literally 1 die roll away from victory. 1. 1 RNG manip away from victory. Well, not victory, but away from a survived turn. And we only have to do this about another 20 times. Have fun, everyone. See you later. Oh my goodness, you would not believe the trauma. I'm just gonna do this because 1 and 2, literally 10 minutes of manipulations to get that 1 turn of survival. And guess what? We've got quite a few turns to go. And my master plan is currently being ruined by this jerk. And I guess also these jerks. That's beside the point. My master plan being Operation Kill This Stupid Jerk of an Archer, because 2 73s at the end. Like, I had so many turns, which were perfect, only for this guy to hit on his second attack and ruin it. I think I recorded 1 example of that. So my idea was to send someone like Marcus, I almost called him Jagan, over here to distract the archer, to pull him away, and then lead him this way, so we'll start chasing, and then hopefully be able to finish him off. Over here, by surrounding him and finishing him off with Marcus and then whatever else I can get. Unfortunately, that's not going to be possible. First of all, with this bandit here, who's going to go after Marcus, because Lance, and not... Actually, maybe he might not go after Marcus, because maybe he might think that higher class, lower class... Let me just do this research. If I give Marcus a sword, will he go after Marcus? Okay, he doesn't. That means the archer probably doesn't go after Marcus too, does he? Oh, are you kidding me? Is this a perfect manip as well? No, of course it's not. And of course the archer would go after Marcus because Marcus is the only one left. So what I need to do is make Marcus a more tasty target for this archer without, like, and still make it be possible. Is it sad that I'm already checking affinities to see if Marcus can get some dodge? Yeah, that's never gonna work. We don't have enough turns for that. Unless this archer comes over here and then we can lure him down. No, but then that fighter's in the way. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're just gonna have to live with the fact that this archer is gonna be messing up all of our manips and go from there. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop recording my attempts. I'm gonna cut out pretty much all the ones that I've cut out so far, and I'm only going to record the things that actually succeed. So, yeah. Be right back. You know what? You know what? This isn't working. Apparently, there's a better way. Just to let you know, I was trying for half an hour to get one more round, and it never happened. So I looked up what someone else did, and my start wasn't that far off. Let me look over to see what they did exactly. Okay, so turn 1 has to be here. Turn 1 has to be here, and we have to move everyone to move that archer's position, because as I thought... Okay, this archer only has 4 defense. That's good. That means we can actually damage him with iron swords. But yes, as I thought, this archer is the bane of my existence, because I can rig 2 sets of, like, around 40% doubles within a decent amount of time. Like, you know, between 2 and 5 minutes at worst. But everything else, I just can't. So this is how we're doing it. And it's gonna be a little bit. Hope you like speed up. Or me just cutting this out. There we go. And this looks like what happened. So now we need to lure this archer to the left. The only way to do that is to make sure that Marcus over here is closer to the archer than Lance is. So we visit, drag those bandits down into the corner, these fighters, and we do this. Oop, there's a crit. $65%. There we go. There we go. And this is how we lure this archer out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just take this in and wait. Meanwhile, I guess Boris is fine to stay over here, and Lance comes up into the forest. Because all these guys can reach Lance, this shouldn't be too big of an issue. And this shouldn't be too much of an RNG manipulation. There we go. We found a winning strategy. And we can deal 1 damage with an iron sword, which means we could train your lance rank. Ooh. Training sword is nice, but we need to save our swords for next chapter because we're fighting more bandits and we kind of need our swords for the weapon triangle. So yeah, we don't need to train Roy. What we can do, at least use the accuracy and the damage chips here to give ourselves some good chance at victory. What's this bandit's defense? 3 defense, 4 defense, which means I'll be dealing 2 damage either way. This guy only has 2 defense. Everyone else rolled 4. And this means that this is where Lance stays. And then Boars is who we're going to use for our manipulations. See? Boars is useful. He exists, therefore he is useful. There we go. And now we can try this, which, frustrating as it is still so much easier than trying to manip with the archer involved. Oh, there's a crit. In fact, this might actually be done without having to take 24 hours. Now, admittedly, yes, Lance will need to fight his way out of there, because nobody's going to be coming to the rescue. That's just... I'm afraid that's not possible. As I think Iago has that voice line, Iago or Garen. I'm afraid that's not possible. But yes, manipulating 241s 241s and 247s is indeed possible. As is using this archer for some target practice. This bandit is easier to train on. And getting him out of the way means that we only have to take one attack per side. Wow, that was quick. We don't even have to cut that one. Yeah, getting... Ooh, strength, skill, luck, def. Didn't get speed. Admittedly did not get speed, and we need... 3 points of speed to not get doubled. But getting that many stats is a godsend. This is already a good start to Lance. Now he's doing 3 damage per hit, provided he hits. It helps if I actually do a manipulation move and not just create a straight line. Okay, and safe. Dun, 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 dun. And Alan is going to be our backup here. Getting some experience, because even though we don't get our second Knight's Crest until Percival, Alan and Lance are going to be our hard carries for pretty much the entire run. Well, them and, like, maybe 1 or 2 other units, who I will discuss when we get them. So something about 0 bases, which is interesting, is that you actually, you know, the things that differentiate a unit change. It's just, you know, ultimately, like, sure, you have, you know, affinity and supports and class, constitution, weapon ranks, but ultimately it is their class which defines them. Their class, their level, and it creates some interesting situations where you have to think, I like getting speed, but I think I need more than just speed in a level up. That's a lot more than speed. I am saving that level up twice. And now this is very good, because Lance only has 1 fighter to kill at a time. Speaking of killing 1 fighter at a time, how's his Iron Sword doing? I need to check this out. Like, these are 2 insanely good first levels for Lance. We are approaching the bases of a normal unit outside of hit points. And we've only used 20 uses of our Iron Sword. This is a good sign. This is a good sign. There we go, thank you. Now, Lance's experience gain will slow down soon. But that's why we have Alan to back up. Now, in my normal mode run-through, Lance got me through Chapter 1 and 2, and he was helpful throughout the game, but Alan... I don't know what I did exactly to Alan, but he became, like, able to solo pretty much the entire game. Granted, it was normal mode and not hard mode, so there is some difference there. But what it really comes down to is, who do you give your stat boosters to? Particularly, who do you give your first angelic robe to? Because that angelic robe is literally the difference between not being able to take a hit and being able to take at least one hit. Which drastically changes the way a unit can work, if I do say so myself. Oh, that's a good level up. Please let me keep it. We only have 1 defense still, but at least we have 2 speed now, so we're almost not getting doubled. If we can get 1 more speed level up by the time this is over. Oop, what's Alan's level up? Speed defense. Do I want that? I mean, I want that, but do I want that? He needs strength, is the thing. Man cannot survive on speed and defense alone. Actually, you can. And plus, the fact that I got hit points means that it's probably worth keeping. Hey, that's an experience point. I'll take it. Yeah, we are Donnaling this archer right now. That's what I've nicknamed for when you just surround them and chip away at them literally 1 hit point at a time. Plus, every point of speed and those points of luck are making it much, much, much easier for good old Lance here to dodge. Like, these enemies had like a 40-something% chance to hit. Displayed chance, at least. True hit being slightly different. Now they're down to a 36. And it's only going to get lower. Oh, we have skill and luck enough to get some crit chance. We have 2 skill. No, we have 3 skill. We have crit chance, boys. Okay, come on. Good level. Skill's nice, but that's not a good level. We need better levels. We need to survive. I'm so glad when I'm able to get my levels on player phase, which means I can manipulate them so much easier. Defense is nice, but speed, please. And preferably more stuff. Because we need some strength, too. Okay, now we're not getting doubled. I think this is worth keeping. No, those guys still double us. That guy doesn't. These guys definitely do. The boss still does. Does he? No. No, the boss is actually slow. How much more strength do we need? 4, 7. Well, you only rolled 4 strength this time instead of 5. Hard mode, randomness. 5, 6, 7. We need 1 more point of strength before we're able to hurt the boss. And our iron sword is almost dry. That's why, even though I'm milking these guys for as much experience as I can get, I still have to be careful with how I use my iron swords. Actually, I can buy some next chapter. I just need to remember to be careful with them. Jagan, you have an iron. Not Jagan, freaking Marcus. Ugh. Marcus is the Jagan. But he's not Jagan. Ugh, I need to remember that. Also, options. I never changed these things. Yes, that'll be nice. Anyway. Another thing I want to do is build supports. Which sounds horribly boring. Okay. No, good level up, please. Admittedly, that's a good level up, because it's what we need, strength and speed, but... Can we keep it? Can we get more from you? Defense and hit points are so vital. I'm gonna save that on 2 and just keep retrying. Keep retrying? Not better. In fact, much worse. 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 If I don't get this within a reasonable amount of tries, I'm just going to go back to the strength, speed, hit point level up, because that was not a bad level up by any means. I just want more. Because if you've seen my unit stats, I need more. I'd rather have a hit point than a luck point. Because hit points get me directly to surviving a hit. Luck does not. And yeah, I can always RNG manipulate so I never get hit. But first of all, I can't always do that. Second of all, it's tedious as all get out. Okay, so we're back to strength, speed, defense. Or strength, speed, hit point. I think we're gonna have to keep it. Yeah, if you were hoping for any sort of optimal speed play, I've got bad news for you. And in fact, because it's so important, be right back while I spend like 50 turns getting C rank support. That was quicker than I thought. Only took about 40 turns, and minus like the 20 some odd that I spent. Yeah, that only takes like 15 turns. Anyway, fish your sword today. Neither good nor bad. It almost broke on like 5 bandits. And so now, you'll see the support bonuses give a fair bit to both parties. Compare 9 to 72 9 with 8074. That's 5 crit avoid. No, that's 5 avoid. It's 2 hit, 2 crit, and 1 attack. Do they get defense? I don't think they get defense. Oh, maybe they do get defense with Lance. Which isn't going to come into play now, but in about 3 chapters when we're able to take a hit. It's going to be so huge. So here's the thing. Now we need to figure out how to pull these guys without dying. Which is going to look something like this. Without the aid of the forest, it's back to this, but that was pretty quick. In fact, no manipulation needed. Wow. Let's see, 2 damage. That's 5 damage. That's 9 damage. Not that I want to kill him right now, because I would rather bum some more experience off him. But we'll see what we can do. I just need to camp these forests, and we'll see who he goes after. He chose Lance. He chose poorly. wonder why he chose Lance instead of Alan. Honestly, I have no idea why he would choose Lance over Alan. All else being equal. Because Lance, he has an even harder time to hit Lance. Was it just because Lance was closer? It might have been. Okay, so there's one down. And we're playing bait and switch so much. Like, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. As I said before, if you were hoping for any sort of fast play, any sort of efficient playthrough, this is not the run for you. Just gonna get that out there right now. Yeah, now he's attacking Alan. It must just be because Alan was closer and because they offered similar chances. Similar enough chances to hit, even though they're like 10 hit % apart. I guess it was close enough for the AI to say, yeah, screw it. More speed's good, but I'm greedy. I am super greedy right now. Come on, Alan. Strength, speed, luck. Strength and speed are good. Really wish you'd get more defense. Strength and speed are good. And defense isn't going to matter for a while because all these guys have super strength. Okay, so now Lance baits him out. Doesn't get doubled. What's this about not getting doubled, Lance? Ooh. Back to the forest you go. What's this about getting another level up, Lance? It's about getting more of everything, Lance? Except for strength. Admittedly, that's a problem. Does he need more strength? He has 7. Actually, with the support, he has 8, and he can damage the boss. We just need to make sure we have enough swords to finish the boss off. Alan, you can do this. And now I think it's time we start moving everyone else up. Oh, there's another archer, though. Why are there more? This one has 5 defense. Why are there more archers? Like, here's the thing. No one, even if I heal them, can take a hit. As of now. Hopefully that will change. But as of now, no one can actually take a hit. Which is an Iron Axe way in this game? 10. Okay. And both of you getting doubled, so it doesn't matter who I send forward. Okay. Steal more precious experience off of this jerk. And you might say, why are you not using Wolt? I thought that he was, archers were decent for chip damage. And, normally you'd be right. The high accuracy of the bow is very important. But you'd also be wrong in that Walt is not the person who I want to be using a bow. Walt is suboptimal. Did I just not get doubled? Did Alan just not get doubled by this guy? Oh yeah, I had 6 speed. And that triggered the archer to move. Well, that's a problem. This is a large problem. We need to resolve this as soon as possible. If I could... Like, here's where Walt shows his usefulness. Getting 2 extra points of chip damage. Nice job. Okay. In fact, Boars, get the heck out of here. What are you even doing here? The second archer, 93 hit. And no weapon triangle to speak of. You know what, Alan is up for Cavalier of the Year award right now. Let's give him that next level up. Not death. Let's not give him death. So let's not give him death. Oh wait, that was a good run. Actually, no, that wasn't a good run. We need to kill. Level up. Strength res. Need better levels. Skills, speed. Need better levels. And now I can't dodge. Sure, I'll take it. It's not another point of speed, but is acceptable. Okay, so here's the issue now. How do I separate these two? Can I separate these two? Or will I have to use hope-based plays? As everyone knows, hope-based plays suck. But that's what I've been forced to use all this time. I say no more. I say let us not rely on hope. Even though I really don't have a choice here. Or even giving this bandit a forest. That's how little control I have over what's happening. It's 80%. I really don't want to experience that 80%. I might be able to camp out in the forest, make it a 60%, kill the bandit, and then rush forward. Depending on where the archer moves. Might be able to surround him. Or I can just escape the forest and chase off, lure the archer in. That's what I have to do. It sucks, but it's what I have to do. So we hang out in the forest. It's a 56 on Lance. We're going after Lance, not Alan, because reasons. Reasons that I assume exist. And here's the thing, we're still not out of the woods. One, because we're still stuck in the freaking forest, but two, that bandit's not dead or separated from his companion. So we really need something like that to happen. Okay. Okay. Suboptimal? Sure. But did it work? Heck yeah. And now we surround... Oh, shoot, we can't actually surround. Still causing problems. Still creating problems as we speak. And the fact that no one else can move forward close enough to actually surround. And if we did, this bandit would cause problems. Gotta hit this guy. And not get hit by this guy. That way, thank you. That's the order we're looking for. Okay. This is the issue here. It's just another 56. We can dodge a 56. We can rig a 56. And this is so much faster and so much easier than what I was trying to do earlier. Oh, even with this archer shenanigans, this is still at least doable, which is something I couldn't say about the last one. This is confusing. I think what we need to do is just wait this one out. Oh shoot, okay. Well now. We have options. He's backed up against a mountain. If we can get him to move onto that mountain, then we've got him trapped. We won't be able to hit the jerk for anything, but we have him trapped. In fact, have him so trapped that I feel comfortable moving up. And if he's not going to take the mountain, but instead going to just take the shot from there, then we can just surround him right now. I think we want that lance, just so we don't waste our sword. And we level up next turn. Correction, we level up next hit. Strength, skill. Okay. Saving that because we need strength. Can we do better? Oh, that was definitively not better. Or was that? Or that? Come on. Give me a better level up that has strength in it. So strength, speed, hit points. Compared to how it was before, which was strength, skill. Yeah, I'll take speed over skill. Come on, hit the dang guy. Hit the jerk. Who's more strength? You both have equal strength. Lance is 2 levels higher and absolutely better in every regard right now. Okay. Well, you need a replacement sword. Soon. Man, what I wouldn't give for, like, Leaf's charm skill to be on Roy. Or, you know, leadership stars or something. That way Roy's positional actually matters. I could give Roy a support with Alan and Lance. That actually wouldn't be a bad thing. Now let's move away Walt so we're not Poison support with him. Either way, we are going back to this turn where we did not... Yeah, that was a bust. That was total busto. Okay, so with a support in range, we deal 3 damage and have a 37% chance to absolutely die. Pictured here, absolute death. Bumbling idiots. Sure. What is wrong with this? Take down a few pathetic knights. First of all, I would not call this lance pathetic. I would call him pathetic compared to base lance. Like, for 0%, like, not 0%, why do I keep saying 0% growth? For 0 bases, this lance is a godsend. Oh, and he heals. How many hit points? Means we need to hit him both on player phase and enemy phase in order to do any meaningful damage whatsoever. Or we just need to crit. Critting helps a lot. Yeah, I hope you like that grinding sound. It's not going away. Miss, miss. Sure, whatever. Okay, come on. Okay, we're chipping him down. We are some number of turns away. Oh, we have found a new level up. Strength and defense. Yes, I will take it. Getting strength and defense on Lance is rare enough that I will accept that level up. Oh, and we found the pack of numbers that just wants to hit everything. Oh, we are just about within kill range. If we would actually hit on enemy phase, we are in kill range. Okay. And who feels like another level up? I actually crit on the final kill. It's not actually staged. More strength? I will accept that. That's chapter 1 done in 82 turns. Yeah. And if you thought this was bad, just wait until we start actually having to deal with Wade and Lot. Because we have to deal with them. Because they're the only characters that actually can use halberds and hammers that we have for quite some time. Maybe we could use Marcus, but Marcus is literally no better than them. In fact, they're better because they can actually gain experience. And they also have a fast support with each other. So join us for Chapter 2, where we have to deal with Wade and Lot. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad I changed up my strategy. It still took unreasonably long. But actually, no, that was only like 40 minutes for Chapter 1. Yeah, not too bad, all things considered. Especially considering it was taking me 30 minutes just to not even find one successful turn in which Lance survived. Ugh. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like if you enjoyed, just let me know what you think about this 0 bases hack. And hopefully, I'll see you guys next time. This is Mythos Zenith signing out.